In addition to that, I have given up drugs and alcohol almost completely. When I say drugs, I mean just marijuana. I had been a daily pot smoker for 20 years. I had enjoyed alcohol to varying degrees. I still drink casually, but I'm really just finding anymore I just don't even hardly like to drink. I'll have a beer or something with somebody on a social occasion or a friend, but even last night I had a glass of whiskey to bring in the new year, and I just felt like, you know, I just don't care about this anymore. I don't need it. It's not adding anything to my life. During that first lockdown year, I definitely became a full-blown alcoholic. I was drinking a lot. I've struggled with anxiety, pretty severe anxiety, since I was 14 years old. Various points in my life, it's been better and worse. During the shutdown, when I was basically stuck at home, it really got bad and just spun out of control. It got to the point where I couldn't even walk across the street and check the mail without having a full-blown panic attack. I'd been self-medicating for 20 years with marijuana and alcohol, and you know, I'm sure it helped in some ways and harmed in others, but it just got to a point where those things weren't sufficient anymore. They weren't. I couldn't function. Up until then, I had functioned with a lot of difficulty, but I realized I had to do something. I tried various prescription medications over the years. Most of them were worse than the caused side effects worse than the anxiety. And I finally said, you know what, I need something more. Like, I need help. I saw a psychiatrist and I got put on a drug called Lexapro. I take 10 milligrams a day. I've been on that since February of last year, and it has been absolutely life-changing for me. My anxiety is 99% gone. I'm able to live life, do the things I want to do. I no longer feel a need for marijuana and alcohol. I think before, my anxiety was just so bad all the time that feeling something, even if it was, a lot of times I didn't even like being stoned or drunk, but feeling that was better than the anxiety. And so I was just trying to find some sort of relief from that perpetual feeling. If you have anxiety, if you've experienced it, it's just a fucking curse. It's absolutely miserable. It strikes at all the worst, most. For me, it just happened randomly at the most strange times. I could be standing in line at the grocery store and just fall into a full-blown panic attack for no apparent reason. At some point in our past, when we were hunter-gatherers, maybe that would have been useful for watching out for saber-toothed tigers and such, but in the modern times it was not helpful to me at all. It really made life difficult, particularly at work. In any case, Lexapro has been completely life-changing for me. I no longer feel the need to use other substances. For the first time in 20 years, I'm just enjoying sobriety. I'm feeling good. I've got an interest in new things again. For also about the past 20 years, I've been addicted is probably the appropriate word. Highly interested in, at a minimum, video games, in particular a genre called MMORPGs, massively multiplayer online role-playing games. It started with EverQuest in the year 2000. Various others. The one I spent the most time with for the last 17 years was called World of Warcraft. And my playing time over that 17 years is measured in at least a year, over a year of actual time I spent playing that game. Just to put it in perspective, I played a lot. And I finally, you know, I don't think it's any one reason, but just the combination of factors, I've decided to move on from those things. I'm still enjoying video games, but I get bored of them more quickly than I used to. I find myself wanting to do other things and pursue other interests, and I definitely don't want to feel compelled to have to keep up and spend so much time and so many hours playing these games. There was a time when it helped me connect and play with friends and do things, but just like trying to find someone to ride motorcycles with at this stage in life, I'm 40 years old, I work full-time, I have a family, kids. A lot of my buddies are in the same boat, and it's very difficult to get our schedules to align to where we both have free time and want to do something on the same day, pretty much weekends, and they don't have some other commitment or obligation. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling. Same thing was true in these games I used to play with friends. It just never seems to work out for us to play together anymore, not consistently, and it's time for me to move on. So I'm closing that chapter in my life. I've completely uninstalled those games. I'm not going to play them anymore. I have an incredibly addictive personality, and I know I'll get sucked back in and just start playing way too much. It's why in my college years I took a vow I would never try anything beyond marijuana and alcohol. I know I would have a problem with anything that's actually chemically addictive. Just not for me. So all this is to say, my current favorite activity is what I'm doing right now, riding motorcycles. Absolutely love this. Kind of wish I had reached this point earlier in life. I started riding dirt bikes when I was 5, but it's been an interest off and on, never a primary one, and I lament a bit not being able to do this with my dad more, especially the last 10 years or so. But you know, I had to go through the experiences I did to arrive at this point, and we're still able to ride together. Hopefully today. My mom had just called me when I was at the gas station, was raging about something. She didn't want him to go ride today, but that's between them to sort out. I'm not getting involved. So yeah, he's the person I'm usually able to go ride with. He's retired, he's available all the time, and he's always down to ride. So half the reason I started this YouTube channel is to hopefully just find other people in the area to connect with and go ride with. I hate going solo, especially off-road. I'd really like to find some people to be able to go ride with. Like I said, I'm a weekend warrior. I get some days off here and there and get a lot of vacation time, but primarily going to be a weekend type thing for me at this point in life. So anyway, hopefully the camera angle is good, hopefully the audio quality is good, or I just spent a whole lot of time rambling to myself. Hope everyone's having a new year, and I pray that this year will suck less than the last two.